So this section we'll have to do a little fast because quite a few things are there in this. As I told you, this paper was one of the complicated ones as I see it because there are a lot of issues in this, lots, the way they have done. So I just want to draw your attention that as far as this problem of joint development agreement is concerned, in your Singhania's text, it is coming in the new text in page near page 342, para number 101.19. So I just want to wait. So the joint development agreement in Singhania's text, please look at that and again look at the answer. Okay, don't do it without understanding. Page in the new text, page 342, para number 101.19. There is no problem there, only the provisions are there. Please read it carefully and then again do this problem. From Singhania, read it, understand it, and try to look at the solution from Singhania. That will be enough. But just do it because we never know this can come. Cannot predict. Some small part of the problem may be coming. So let us move on. Now, TDS, TCS, again, as I told you, I made you remember the sections. Now you'll know why these are important. How much marks you're getting, 8 marks compared to that joint development. This is much simpler comparatively. But yet in this, examiner is a little crooked fellow. He has asked some questions which are really not easy. So Mahesh has paid 6 lakhs on 1510 to Fresh Cold Storage Private Limited. Now, mind you, this is a company for preservation of fruit and vegetable. Mahesh is engaged in wholesale business of fruit and vegetable, having a turnover 2 crores. So that means he is coming under tax audit. And he has paid 6 lakhs. Therefore, 194C will get applied. 194C. 194C will get applied. It's a contract. And it is paid to a company. Therefore, not 1%, 2% will be applicable. Okay. Next. We'll look at the solution. Before that, just brief discussion. Then we will look at the solution. Now, here, what is the next question? Ramu, salaried individual, has paid rent of 60,000 per month to Shiv Kumar from 1st July to 31st March. So how many months? 9 months. Now, he is a salaried individual. Therefore, 194 IB will come. IB or M, I don't remember, but that IB will come. Now, there the benefit is given and he doesn't furnish his, permanent account number. Shiva is not furnished. He is paying to Shiv Kumar. So, Ramu is supposed to deduct TDS. Now, what happens here? Because it is an individual who is not doing business, but because he is having to pay rent more than 50,000 per month, therefore 194 IB will get applied. 1 second, I just check the section. Yeah, it is 50,000 IB will get applied. And but only advantages you need to do at the end of the period. That is in March you need to do. You don't have to do at the beginning each month. So what happens? 60,000 into 9 months is how much? 6 lakhs. No, sorry. How much per month from July? So 6 lakhs is supposed to total amount. Into what is the rate of interest? 10%. But the problem is Shiv Kumar doesn't have PAN. Therefore, higher rate of 20% will get applied. Therefore, he will have to deduct 1,20,000 instead of 60,000. Please, I am again writing. Please understand. 60,000 is the rent. For how many from July to March? That is into 9. So total is 6 lakhs. 6 lakhs is on that normal rate is 10%. And when should you deduct? Only at the end of the period. Therefore, but Shivkumar, what has happened? He doesn't furnish PAN number. Therefore, the not 10%, 20% will get applied. That means 1,20,000 has to be deducted at the end of March. But the problem is he is going to pay only 60,000 rent. From here, if he, how can he reduce 1,20,000? So he will can deduct only 60,000 here. That is the answer you need to give. Supposed to be 5,40,000. What 5,40,000? No. That is what I'm saying. Total amount to be paid is 6 lakhs. But what happens is that he's supposed to deduct 10%. 1 second. Abhinav, what do you want to do? Unmute yourself and tell me.
Sir, 60,000 into 9, 6 lakh.
6 lakh 10 months. July dota. July dota 10 months. ഇതാണ് കൊടുക്കേണ്ടത്. പക്ഷേ TDS പിടിക്കേണ്ടത് they can deduct only in the month of March. So അതിൽ normally 10% വെച്ച് it is required to be deducted. So total will come to 60,000. No problem. But here because he has not furnished the PAN, therefore 20% will be applicable. Therefore 1,20,000 will be the TDS to be deducted in the month of March. But what is the problem? 60,000 only is the rent he has to pay for March, right? So how can he deduct 1,20,000? 60,000 only he can deduct. The rest maybe in the next period or something he may have to deduct. But then that becomes a problem. He will have to maybe pay from his pocket or whatever. But he can deduct only 60,000. That is what is the idea behind. I'm saying though intricately they are asking. Okay. Mute yourself. Anybody wants to ask, they can ask. But the time constraint is that that's why I'm going a little fast. Now let's move on to the next thing, TCS also, then we'll look at the solution. Kalpit is, this is for TCS, a rate of tax for TCS. Rate also they are asking. Applicability of the provision and the rate of tax. So Kalpit bought an overseas tour program package for Singapore for himself and family for 5 lakhs on 1/11 from an agent who is engaged in organizing foreign tours on the course of his business. He made a payment on account pay check and provided the permanent account number to the seller. Assuming Kalpit is not liable to tax deducted at source under any other provision. So what happens? He has to deduct TDS at the time of, who will deduct? Kalpit, that the tour program fellow will collect TCS. Because it is more than the limit that is prescribed, that I don't remember the limit, we'll have to see that in the answer. But TDS is deducted for foreign tour program. What is the rate? We'll check that. I don't remember now. We'll just check that. The other part is, this is also a little, not difficult, but then Anu doing business of textile as proprietor. Its turnover is 11 crores. So he's crossed the breach of 10 crores for 194, 206 that relating to TCS on sale. Don't remember the section. Sale of textile goods, and he received against sale of textile from Ram 75 lakhs. He has sold to Ram. He has received the money against the sales made to him in the previous year and the preceding year. Assuming that all put together, because 75 lakhs he has received in the current year, relating to even earlier years, but now he is receiving it. Assuming that all the sales are domestic sales, and Ram is neither Ram, who this fellow. For him, he is not crossing 10 crores. That is why 194Q will not be applicable for him. To whom? Ram. If he is doing 194Q, TCS is not required here. But because here 194Q is not applicable, TCS will have to be done by Anu. So which is coming first? 194Q. Which is If this doesn't apply, then only TCS will get applied. Ram neither is Singh from Anu nor he has deducted any source. So that is the logic. So what he has to do, Anu has to do on 75 lakhs, not 75, because limit is 50 lakhs. Beyond 50 lakhs, he has to start deducting. So on the 25 lakhs, he has to deduct TCS at the rate prescribed. So let us look at the answer. Please remember the rates. So this is TDS related 6 lakhs on 15th. Cold storage for this is sorry, this is a question also. Payment of cold storage. X is liable for TDS under 194C. TDS will be 2%. Why? Because it's a company. That's why. Otherwise, 1% on 6 lakhs. Rent, as I told you, tax deductible Z, 194 IB. Amount paid by Z during the financial year is 5 lakh 40. Why 5 lakh 40? Sorry, what you said is correct. No, how many months? From what month to month? No.
July.
No. 5 lakh 40. What they are saying is 5 lakh 40 minus that 60 normally. Tax is deductible. How did you get 5 lakh 40?
Sir, 6 lakh into 9 months.
Oh, 9 months. Okay. Correct. What you're saying is correct. I didn't get it at that time. So 5 lakh 40 only. 5 lakh 40 only. But tax will be deducted at 20. Now, what happens for the month of March? PAN of the recipient is not available. Therefore, 20% will be, which comes to 1 lakh 8. Sorry, correct. 1 lakh 8 on this figure. That is 20% on this. So, our tax is deductible at 1 lakh 8. But the problem is, he is going to pay only 60,000 now. This every month he doesn't have to deduct. Only at the month of March he has to deduct. Therefore, 60,000 only to be paid. But 1 lakh 8 is the total amount to be deducted. He doesn't have money to deduct. He has to pay only 60. So only 60,000 will be deducted. Next is the TCS related. Now, TCS related, what do you need to do? Tax will be collected by the seller. That is the agent who is organizing this thing. TCS will be at 5% on 5 lakhs. That is 25,000. If you remember the base value beyond which it should be deducted, that also you can write. If you don't remember, don't write. Whatever you know, clearly write. Unless you are in a dire and do situation where you have to write something, then you start writing something. The next part is C, seller, C, turnover is 10 crores, exceeds 10 crores. Tax will be collected at the time of sale consideration from the sale. Why? Because the buyer is not attracted by 194Q. That's why. So 75 lakhs is total sale. Out of which 50 lakhs is not required. Only on the 25 lakhs extra, 0.1% will be applicable. So these are rates that you need to remember. Just cannot do anything. Now let's move on to the next question. Next part of the question in that same thing, sorry. The same thing, there is a part is there. It's B part. See, if you know the provision, you can do it right. But again, please make sure that you write the answer in a particular format, Don't just write one line the way they have written. Try to write it in a paragraph. If there is a need to split the paragraph, you write like that so that the examiner can read it easily. Then marks will flow. Ravi, a resident, an ordinary resident, owns a let-out property which has different flats in Kanpur. So the municipal, this thing of 27 lakhs, standard rent 29. Market value, that fair rent is 30 lakhs. So this you need to compare first. This is higher, but limited to standard rent. So this will be your reasonable rent. Now, for annual rent of the property is 40 lakhs, which includes 10 lakhs pertaining to amenities provided. So amenities provided is coming under other sources. So that will be taken out. So rent pure is only 30 lakhs. Okay. Now, that out of that, so many flats are there. We don't have to separately do for each flat. They are saying out of the 30 lakhs, 2 lakh 40, one flat which is having annual value of 2 lakh 40 remains vacant for 4 months. So 2 lakh 40,000 into 4 by 12 will be vacancy. So that is coming to how much? 60, 20, 60,000, I believe, right? So you have to reduce from the 30 lakhs, which is the actual rent receivable, minus, sorry, actual rent or annual rent, reduce this 30,000. So that will give you the amount of, actual rent receivable. Actual rent receivable and this reasonable rent you have to compare. That is coming to how much? We will see that. Anything else to be deducted? Municipal taxes, 10% rebate. Now what they're saying, we'll come to that. That is vacancy only has been given, nothing else is given, remains vacant. Now, municipal tax is 4 lakhs for financial year 2021. 10% rebate is on. Obviously, when rebate is available, you have to reduce the rebate, only the balance can be claimed because he has not paid it. Arrears of municipal tax of 1920, which has been paid during the year, 1 lakh 40,000, out of which arrears is 25,000. Arrears will not be available. But for the previous year, whatever is paid in the current year will be paid because municipal tax is deductible on payment only on payment. Therefore, he can claim 4 lakhs and rebate of this year to 10%. So 4 lakhs minus 10%, 3 lakh 60,000, right? Minus plus 1 lakh 40 minus 25. The 25 will not be available. So total municipal, this thing with 3 lakh 60 plus this amount, that is 1 lakh 15 or something like that. Now, what else they are saying? Lift maintenance is 2 lakh 40,000, which includes a payment of 30,000 in cash. Now, this is for, see the 10 lakhs which is there, that will be taken under for maintenance. If you look at it, if you look at this, the 10 lakhs which is there, this will be considered under other sources I told you. And this is for what? For this lift maintenance. But in that 2 lakh 40 is paid, but 30,000 is cash. So this will not be available. So as a deduction, you will get 2 lakh 40 minus 30, only 2 lakh 10 will be available. Similarly, 88,000 is paid for staff for collecting. Yes, that will be available for house rent and all. That is all coming under other sources you can claim here. So this is what is the question. So let us look at the solution. I'm not getting into this part because Singhania, they have done differently, but they have arrived at the net and gross annual value as 29 lakh 40. So please arrive it separately the way we have discussed. So I'm not getting into that. I'll start from here. Municipal taxes, I wrote 4 lakh 40,000, municipal tax 1 lakh 40. That is 4 lakh 75. How is that? 4 lakh, this minus this is 3 lakh 60. Plus 1 lakh 40 minus this thing is 1 lakh 15. So that is coming to 4 lakh 75. Net annual value is 24 lakh 65. Now deduction under 24A, standard deduction on this is 30%. So you get so much. Now, as far as the other 10 lakhs is concerned, for amenities, he's got 10 lakhs separately. For the amenities, 10 lakhs he has got separately. From there, loss due to vacancy, even loss due to vacancy, because he's not got the money, no. Out of the 10 lakhs is the amount on annual rent. But in that, 2 lakh 40 he has not got for that rental. For how many months? For 4 months. Divided by 12. How much is that? 25% loss. Loss due to vacancies, 25. Because how many months, 25, how did he do? One flat. How many flats he has got? 1 second. Different flats, one flat annual value for 4 months. That's why 4 months is incurred in this thing. Why that 25 they have taken is because, mind you, when he's paying the 2,40,000, he's paying towards rent and he's paying towards other facilities, amenities. Now, what is the ratio between these two? 10 lakhs divided by 40. So that is 25%. So out of this 2,40,000, vacancy related issue for this 10 lakhs is how much? 25%. That is what they have deducted here. Only taken 25% because that is only relating to the amenities. This 25 is relating to amenities. Why? Because total is 30 lakhs, sorry, 40 lakhs. So bifurcate into two. 30 is for rent, 10 is for amenities. Similarly, in the 2.4 lakhs, what is the percentage of 10 lakhs on this? 25%. So out of this 2,40,000 for that flat which is vacant, only 25% should be taken for vacancy towards amenities, because that is what he is not receiving. You cannot take the entire one. That's why the 25%. And how many months is vacant? 4 months. That's how 20,000 is coming. Maintenance expense, 2,40,000 minus 30,000, 2,10,000 only. This we have discussed. Same with salary also. Salary towards collecting the, not the entire amount will be available. Only this ratio, 25%. Because out of the total amount, 25% is for that different amenities. Only to that extent you can get a deduction under this. Therefore, you're getting 7,48,000. So total income is this house property plus 7,48,000, 24,73,000. The beautiful problem. See how intricately they are asking. So please, mind you, again, I'm repeating again and again because be careful what is asked in the question. So when you look at the question here, please check what they have asked. They have asked only total income. They have asked only total income. They have not asked tax calculation. Don't sit and do tax calculation. So let's move on. Now again, same headache of, clubbing and all that. Again, this is also complicated. R and Mrs. R. Details. R is transferred is self-occupied property without any consideration to the HUF. And the HUF earned 50,000. This will be clubbed in the hands of R. Clubbing. Next, R transferred 4 lakhs to his wife, Mrs. R, 1/4/2006, without any consideration, which was given as a loan by her to Mr. Girish. So R gave it to Mrs. R. Mrs. R gave to Girish. She earned 3,50,000 as interest during the earlier previous years, which was also given as loan to Girish. Now, she is earning 11% as per annum interest. Now the question is whether clubbing will, 4 lakh definitely will happen. Interest on 4 lakh will happen because that is what is given. But she has earned interest on interest, and that she has given to Girish. So this is her income. Should clubbing will happen for this also? That means 4 lakhs he has given. She has given to Girish. Now, Girish has been paying interest on various years. That has accumulated to 3,50,000. So that also is again given to Girish. So the question is, clubbing will happen in this. What about this? Whether it will happen or not? We'll see. Now, Mr. and Mrs. R hold equity shares of 25%, 28% in AMG Limited. And they are also working as employees in such company. During the financial, they have drawn a salary of 3,20,000 and 2,70,000. Now the question is, it will be clubbed in the hands of that person whose total income is more, assuming that they are not technically qualified. It will be getting clubbed in the other person's hands, in whose total income is more, that income. So you cannot just decide based on this. This is wrong. Here he is getting, so you cannot decide, okay, this will get clubbed here. No, total income, not the income relating to only salary. Okay, I'm just highlighting these points because very delicate points. I just cannot teach these things at the time of class. Now, next is what? Mrs. R transferred 5,000 equity shares of RSB Limited on 17/9. Again, this is also little subtle point. To R without any consideration. So again, this is anything income out of it will be coming under clubbing. But the company issued 3,000 bonus shares to Mr. R. Now, Mrs. R transferred to Mr. R? The reverse way. 5,000. Then the company gave subsequently bonus shares to Mr. R. Who got the bonus? R. R. So Mrs. R gave to Mr. R. How much? 5,000 shares. Right? And now Mr. R is the owner. But subsequently, the company gave 3,000 bonus shares. Now what has happened? Mr. R sold the entire holding and got 5,20,000 as capital gain. Now the question is, how much should we club? Should we club this also, capital gain on this, as well as capital gain on this from Mr. R to Mrs. R, or only 5,000? That's the crux. Apart from the above, Mr. R has got commission 4 lakh and Mrs. R interest 3 lakhs. So here, what you need to do when you do the problem is, you have to keep the clubbing relating to the salary at the end. You can do it only actually at the end. You cannot do before that. Relating to this, you can do it at the end. So you'll have to wait it. See, as far as scenario is concerned, I'm not suggesting the exact format the way they are using. You can do your own way. Now look at the solution. Salary income, they have shown right at the top, 2 lakh, this thing. And this should be kept, I believe, at the end. It's better to keep it at the end because we don't know where it's going. As far as income from house property is concerned, from HUF, it will get clubbed here. Mr. X has only given to HUF. Capital gain on bonus shares, again, see, only to the extent of, to the extent of 5,000 which was given by Mrs. X will get clubbed here. 3,000 bonus shares will get clubbed, will be going only to Mr. R. That means 5,000 was given by Mrs. R to Mr. X. 3,000 he got it. So only 3,000 will not be clubbed. 5,000 only will be clubbed in the hands of Mrs. X. Interest on interest, that is the other one, interest. Again, here also, only to the extent of the interest that money has flowed from X will be clubbed in the hands of X. Because he has given originally 4 to Mrs. X, only that amount will get clubbed. Whereas for the interest that has been earned by Mrs. X on that 4 lakh, that will not get clubbed. That will not get clubbed. So 38,000 will be her income, 44,000 will be his income. Commission of X will be 4 lakh, that is given separately. Now you total then see whose income is more. Then you have to decide where to show the salary. Where to show the salary. So when you look at it, it will be Mrs. X will be more. Therefore, not only Mrs. X salary will come, also Mr. X salary will all come, assuming that they are not technically qualified. One person, whoever is there, will not technically qualified, then you have to do. Otherwise, you can write separately and say, no, it is assumed that it's technically qualified. If you look at it, they have shown clearly here. It is assumed that salary paid is without any technical qualification. You can assume otherwise also. Accordingly, you have to do it. Next is Mr. B is an employee of central government, is posted in New Delhi. He joined the service on 1st February. Details of salary are as follows. Basic salary 3,80,000. DNS allowance, how much? 1,20,000, only 40% form salary. Mr. X and both Mr. X and government contribute 20% of basic salary to CCD, 20%. We saw already 10% is only allowed. Now see, that particular thing will itself attract two places mistake. Gift receipt from X minor son on his birthday from friend, 70,000. 50,000 is cross 50, therefore it will be taxable in the hands of X. Then what? During the year 13-14, X gifted a sum of 6 lakhs to Mrs. X. She started a business by introducing such amount of capital. On 1st April, total investments is 10 lakhs. So whether again clubbing will happen in the hands of Mr. X for, that is the income, 1,30,000 is the income, or loss, sorry. The loss. Lost, how much should be taken? Full amount or only to the extent of 6 lakhs? Because the rest, it has become from 6 lakhs, the investment has become 10 lakhs. So 4 lakhs is because of her business that she has done. So whether the loss should be taken for entire 10 lakhs or only for 6 lakhs to be clubbed in the hands of Mr. X is a question. Mr. X deposits 70,000 Sukanya Samriddhi, 80C is available. He contributed 40,000 to approved annual, this thing of to came under 80CCC. Now all this put together, 80CCE limit is 1,50,000. So that you need to check. Moreover, he has taken an education loan for his major son who is pursuing MBA university. He has paid 15,000 interest on such loan, which includes 5,000 for financial year. So here the doubt is whether it is whatever is paid in for the current year or only paid amount. So that we have to be careful because this 15,000 includes for previous year also. Determine the total income. Problem is simple, but you need to know. Now see. Basic salary 3,80,000. DNS allowance only 40% is for the purpose of retirement benefit, but entire amount is taxable, right? Employees contribution 20%, that will be taxable, right? So 20% of basic, he is getting the money, so that's taxable. So total is so much. Standard deduction is 50. Business income loss, only that proportionate amount, 1,30,000 is a loss, only 78,000 will come. This gift more than 50,000, 70,000 is taxed, but you can take the benefit of 1032, which is for the exemption. So 68,000 only will come. Now look at this. This loss, business loss, cannot be adjusted with salary. Not possible. So you have to go for this. Therefore, the net is how much? 78 minus this is only 9,500. That will be carried forward. Further loss is there. Business loss will be carried forward. So what you're left with is only this. So gross total income is only 5,25,000, and therefore it can be set off, cannot be set off, business loss cannot be set off with salary, and unadjusted amount is 9,500. Not over because some deductions are also there. What is the deduction? $80 CCD limited to 14% for government employees. See, that normally it is 10%, for government employed is 14%, higher amount. So that is salary plus 40% of what? The 40% of the DA, because that is only available for retirement. Therefore, that amount is coming to 59,920. 80 CCD1 contribution when employed towards NPF, maximum amount 50,000. He has but paid how much? 76,000. So that excess amount will be available under 80 CC, see, 80 CCD IB on account of wise contribution, extra amount 76,000 claimed under ACC 1B. Aggregate deduction all put together will be 1 lakh. That is Sukanya Samriti. Then this amount available under 80cc 40,000, and all put together maximum amount is 1 lakh 50, but he is coming to 1 lakh 36,000. Similarly, 80 interest on education loan is only 15,000. So that 5,000 is okay, no problem. Even if you pay for the previous period, it is available. Therefore, the net income is coming to 2,65,080. Right? Okay. Just last part of the question, there's more theory, but then Kailash is an ordinary citizen, could not file the return 2021 before the due date under 110, advise Kailash as a tax collector. What are the consequences of non-filing of return within the due date? S is engaged in. So what is this thing? If you don't file, you got time till December. Due date is normally July, but you got time till December. But but you have to pay 1,000 rupees if it is below 5 lakhs. But if it is more than 5 lakhs, you have to pay penalty of late fees. 234E you have to pay. So that you can still file. But after December, you cannot file. Sitaram is engaged in the business of trading of cement, having a turnover of 10 crores. As a tax concern, what are the returns to be furnished under 1636, 139, 6A? Now, this is section itself. I saw it now. So there, what they are saying is, if he has not filed or if he has filed, still they can ask the assessee to file certain details. What are the details here? These two are the details. Particulars to be filed under 136A is number 1, audit report under 44AB, particulars and location and style of where he carries on the business or profession and all the branches. Those details he has to furnish. That is what is required under 139 6A. So that completes this part. This part we will do tomorrow only at 8 o'clock, not 7. 8 to half an hour only. We will half an hour, 40 minutes at one term, just the GST part, and then we will finish it off. I hope it will be okay. Then I am not going to take. Tomorrow we'll close it. So whatever 4 papers we have discussed total, and if you missed anything, that probably we can, if you need it specifically, I will try to put it in YouTube and you can see it. If there are anything that you missed. Otherwise, keep trying out, fight it out. So tomorrow, 8 o'clock, I'll send the link. Today, I by mistake, actually, I had sent it in the Telegram for this thing. But unfortunately, I had not hit the send button. That's why it's lying there. That's why you may not have got. Yesterday itself, I had done. So if you look at the other group, they had already got it. But today morning only, I saw it and I hurriedly sent it. I really apologize for that. Today, I will definitely send. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock only. Not 7, 8 to 8:40. That's it. Okay, that only one term, and that will close this this particular term, and that will be enough. Okay, but please keep trying. Well, I think time is almost over. We should close it. Have a nice day. Try your best.